Set your butane torches to high and your expectations to low. Coming to you live from Just the Tip Cigars in the hills of the Steel City. Get ready to get your fix. This is the Cigar Junkies Podcast. Welcome to the Cigar Junkies Podcast, a cigar show for the community by the community. A forum that talks stogies, booze, food, and anything else in the cigar lifestyle. If you're looking for ratings, negativity, reviews, or an authority on all things cigars, you came to the wrong place. Whether you like what you hear or not, please join the conversation and let us know by finding us at the Cigar Junkies Facebook group or emailing us at thecigarjunkies@gmail.com.
What's up, junkies?
I'm Cory.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Jason.
And we're the Cigar Junkies. And if you're listening to this, that means you are too. And what that means is you should head on over to thecigarjunkies.com where you can check out all of our latest media. You can check out our swag where you get these dope-ass shirts like we have here. And you can like, subscribe, share on every platform.
Yeah.
Short and sweet, baby.
I'm
Just
for
like
it. Something else you can do is you can donate to Dave and Patty, which is going to I'm going to skip over your week for a second here and ask, have you heard anything from him?
I think he finished up chemo.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw
he's done with
a
Ringing the bell
Yeah, I
post.
saw the ringing the bell post.
I just haven't heard anything from him.
It's kind of, I was calling a lot for a while, and I think he just kind of didn't really want to talk.
He just got sick
I've
of,
just been kind of waiting it out and hoping to speak with him whenever he's ready to. And
Yeah, we got to get it down.
happy stuff.
I got to get some kind of updates so I can update the website a little bit and at least, keep telling where they're at because we did say we were going to do that. So
That would be cool.
well,
Cool. So,
I'm just messing with him.
how was your week? Bam.
Look at you go. He's like, what about it? It was good. Nothing spectacular going on. We had the Jake Wyatt pop-up last night, so that was fun.
We seeing that Neil Garcia everywhere.
Yeah. He was in town. And he's like, hey, can we do something? I was like, sure. He's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know.
Old
That's
Thanos.
about it. Yeah. He definitely has that Brolin vibe for sure. Other than that, Jason, how was your week?
Yes.
I
Since
worked.
we're audibling.
I worked the entire week. It was busy. I spent the entire time at work.
Oh, no.
I worked at 12 every day, Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
That's
That
pretty good.
OT, baby.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. My crew missed me.
They missed the shit out of you, Cory.
Quarter. That was fast.
Jingle jangle.
It is. What are we? 2 minutes, 54 seconds into the show.
That's right. I only got one coin on me and nobody's getting it, so.
It's already broken now, though. So, I mean, we might as well just dump the money in and call it a day. Throw a 20 in the pot and call it.
I really, 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 really want to not have to hit that explicit button when I put this show up.
I know.
But you keep messing it up.
And I
That's you.
keep screwing it up. You know what? I'm going to go back through the audio file and bleep myself.
Ryan said, can we get
That's
the world's
why-
smallest
that's
violin from a cigar box for Jason? Cigar box violin. Well played.
Yeah.
Well played.
Going back and
Louis, I need a cigar box violin.
going back and bleeping myself is why I've got the arthritis.
Do you think he could do that?
Going back?
No, make a cigar box fiddle.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I'm sure he
absolutely he can.
Oh, that would be
could.
great.
I don't know how it
Yeah.
would
You
sound,
gonna add
though.
it to the list?
I don't care. I
Well,
just want one.
Unique.
Yeah,
That's
I don't
the-
know how to play the violin,
but I want one.
but I want one.
It needs to be in my life right now.
I want one.
It's the number 2 instrument that I would have liked to go back and learn if I could allot time in my life behind piano.
Yeah.
I think piano is just.
Funny enough, my daughter takes piano and violin.
Ooh, that
Those are-
kid's gonna have no regrets.
But both of my children play piano.
Yeah. We
I-
just got her started in violin. She's done like one lesson, and it's horrific.
Oh, of course.
It's
That
terrible.
would
course
be
it
the
is.
worst one to
At
listen
least
to
with-
practice, I think.
Oh yeah, that whiny little.
Until you figure it out.
With piano, at least it usually works out. Like, you get
Right.
one off here or there.
But here's the thing: you can mess up so much on a violin. Your fingering's wrong. You're dragging the fingering. That's what
I've been there.
you're dragging
My
the
fingering is all wrong.
you're dragging the bow across the strings the wrong way. It sounds like a dying cat.
I was my input was going to be no cats in your neighborhood anymore. All the stray cats would just be gone.
At least with a piano, when you hit the key, it produces that note.
Yeah, it's going to make that sound.
Yes.
It's not going to make that. That. I was like, I'm not doing it.
I'm still trying to master a stringed instrument with frets. I can't imagine going fretless. It would be difficult for sure.
Interestingly enough, one of the things I've always wanted to play is the cello.
Yo, cello is like the thing that was the nerdiest thing to play when you were a kid, and now it's kind of like cool. It's the most emo of the stringed instruments.
The two instruments that I wanted to play were unavailable to me when I was learning music. One was the cello, and you'll never guess what the other one was.
Bassoon.
100% that was it.
Hey! That was just the most random guess I could think of.
I was going to say, what's the big awkward one?
That's the bassoon.
Yeah.
I wanted to play the bassoon. And the reason I wanted to play the bassoon...
Because it was called the bassoon?
No, one of the Muppets played it.
What a bassoon.
I think that was an oboe.
That's really impressive, considering that they have
it was a bassoon because
I'm
it
just
was
being a smart.
Oh, okay. I was going to say one of the Muppets played the bassoon, and I thought it was a cool instrument.
Yeah.
So how was your week?
Ooh, my week was really good. It was a really good week. So finally, after much edging, we had the climax that we were waiting for. So Jason's face is good. Yeah, I know. In retrospect, not the greatest of analogies.
No.
However, okay, let me preface this by saying I am horribly impatient when it comes to gift giving. Terribly.
You are horribly impatient when it comes to anything.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Just horribly impatient. Just left it at that.
I accept that. No, so I once gave my wife a Christmas present on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but you had like a whole justification backstory and thing. That doesn't count.
But I'm bad at this. So we told my daughter that if she had good enough grades on her last grading period, last report card for the year, she was a senior, just graduated, that we would assist her in buying a car. Okay, so an opportunity came up that my wife's cousin was trading in his car that he owned for 10 years, like the whole life of the vehicle. And he was like, man, they ain't going to give me anything for this at the dealership. I'll give you a real sweet price. I mean, really cheap. I bought this car from him for. And so we did it way ahead of like the grades and all that stuff. And I've been working on it I worked on it for a couple weeks, had it done. And it's been sitting, hiding at my in-laws' house for 2 weeks. And I just been dying to give it to her. So there are very few moments in your life where everything comes together exactly the way that you plan in your mind. But this was a moment that did. The plan was we were going to leave for my daughter's graduation, walk down the driveway, have a little quick, hey, which vehicle are we going to take? And then I would turn to my daughter and throw her a key and say, why don't you just drive your car? And she would turn and see her car sitting at the bottom of the driveway with a big bow on the hood, and it was perfect. She cried. We got Shannon took an incredible video of it, and long story short, I will never have another bad day in my entire life because all I have to do is watch this video of my daughter receiving her car on graduation day, and everything else will not matter. It was awesome. So. Just to clarify, real cheap car. Like
doesn't matter. It's a car.
Yes.
It's a perfect car for an 18-year-old.
But I hear people
it's got
at
seats
work
and a steering wheel.
Even if if it only had one seat, that's even better.
Right. Hey.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Everybody's like,
yeah. Here's the thing though. Like, if you don't know my kid is like the most responsible kid. She is the best kid. She has been self-reliant, self-sufficient, self-motivated. Like, we haven't had to parent her since she was 12 almost. You know what I mean? So, like, if there was ever a kid that deserved it, it's her. And, like, I hear guys that are, like, at the mill going like, oh, my kid's turning 16. I'm shopping for cars. And, you know, I've heard of BMWs and all kind of I'm going to buy this new this, new that. And I'm like, kid don't even have a license yet.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, man? Like, that's not us. It's not a spoiled kid.
But those guys, they don't do that for the kid. They do that so they can tell everybody that they bought the kid the new Beamer. Like, that's 100% selfish, not selfless.
Yeah, this was like, to us, a big accomplishment to be able to achieve this And, you know, as a parent, you're just trying to give your kid the best life, right? And so that was the motivation, was to be able to do something great for a great kid. And for it all to come together as well as it did is pretty spiffy. So, yeah, it's great. I'm not going to linger on it too long. Just it was amazing.
It's awesome.
Loved it, and yeah, it went real well. But let's go ahead and talk about the cigar that we're smoking today, Jason, if you please. Take your sip for your coffee. I'll wind it up. This cigar is brought to you by Just the Tip Cigars. It's time for the Cigar of the Week, brought to you by Just the Tip Cigars. Are you looking for the best selection of boutique cigars? Do you want the tried and true legacy brands that are synonymous with the cigar lifestyle? Do you want luxurious cutters, lighters, and other accessories? Do you want to relax in the most comfortable cigar lounge in the burg? Then you want Just the Tip Cigars. Conveniently located in the Bavarian Village Shopping Center in South Park, Pennsylvania, Just the Tip Cigars has been tailor-built to your smoking needs. Whether you visit in person or on the web at justthetipcigars.com, when it comes to cigars, Just the Tip is the whole package.
You know, what's funny is I was listening to that little advertisement that you did there. And when you had said in the advertisement, the most comfortable place in the burg, I kind of thought about that for a second. And really, I've been to several cigar shops around here. And
he's like, count them, several.
Enough that I'm not counting them.
Right. But anyhow, like your place, as far as like a cigar lounge goes, probably the best one I've ever been to.
Appreciate it, man.
If you really want to give me the credit, I wrote that ad before this place
Before
existed.
the place was here.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I knew. Because, you know, one of the coolest things about that is I was able to live vicariously through you when you were making the place, right? And so it was really like, hey, man, he's achieving the dream, which is now his nightmare.
Yes.
It's a dream when you have it once. Whenever you live it every single day, that dream is a little less good, you know? But I got to be like, I can't say every time, but I think a lot of the times I was the first guy that was brought in for like, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that?
Sure.
And that was super cool, man. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I don't have to risk my money. I don't have to take out no loans. I just get to have some say, you know, and it was pretty dope, and I appreciate that.
Hell yeah,
you,
man.
By the way,
I'll tell you what, I got to help Sam hang his bathroom door, so that's really all I'm worried about.
That is the second most important door in the place.
I actually have no recollection of that.
You don't remember
Did you
me?
really?
Yeah, I helped you hang that door.
Jason walked in and he's like, okay, this is going to be my home right here. This is where I'm going to spend the most time.
It was the day we did that podcast with Jim.
When you guys did the live while I was on vacation.
The door sitting here, and you're like, I don't want this stupid door sitting here. I was like, hey, Sam, let's hang it.
Yeah.
And you were like, all right.
Okay, let's go.
That was like
I do remember now.
Almost exactly a year ago, because I was in Maine, I imagine, at the time, which is why we didn't have a proper podcast that week. And I was up hanging out in Maine with you know, a nice 67 degrees for the high all week. It was weird.
Some lobsters. So let's talk about the cigar.
Yeah, I think we've bird walked enough. Cigar of the week is the Oliva Serie V 135th anniversary. This is a 5.5 by 54 Perfecto with an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper and binder and filler from Nicaragua. Now, the reason that I wanted you to have a full one to show to the camera for the kids is because I saw this cigar and all I could think of is peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. And I was thinking this cigar would pair really well with the peanut butter and jelly before I even lit it because of the shape. And
no, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
It looks like a baseball bat, man. And Jason says, like, this cigar is backwards. And to me, it is.
Yes.
I would prefer to smoke out of the short end, not the fat end. Insert
be really hot.
But that was what I thought of. It's like, this thing looks like a baseball bat. We need some peanut butter and jellies up in this mofo.
You've smoked the Milano, or I'm sorry, the regular V.
I've smoked all the Vs.
And Jay, have you had the regular V before?
Probably.
Not memorable then. This out of all the V series, this is by far my favorite.
The Melanio is super overrated. I like the core lines of Oliva, Serie G, Serie O. And like, I think, to be honest with you, my favorite from them is almost like an online exclusive that you get from the crappy places.
Master Blend 3?
Yeah, Master Blend. Yeah,
Yep, I have.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. That I always think of primarily, I think of online places because that's
Holtz
usually where
ran a
it's showcased.
stupid deal on them for like 2 years. Like
You could always get them super cheap online.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a really exceptional cigar for the cheap price that I'd get them for. And now I buy. It's so weird how when you have a buddy open a cigar shop, you just quit buying stuff online.
And I
for
appreciate
a
that
long
about you.
time. That was what I did. Actually, very early on, before I discovered podcasts, like when I first got super nerdy about cigars, I would read I'd get the catalog from Thompson. I'd get one from everybody, man. Like
JR.
Yeah. And I'd read them every single one cover to cover. That was like before I got to like finding stuff on YouTube, on podcasts.
Nice catch, by the way.
Thank you.
That was
Appreciate
good.
that. Yeah, I would just read the whole, and that was the oil field times. So you'd find yourself some downtime. You'd pull a thing out of your bag and read it, and I would read all the stupid descriptions and stuff. But that was how I started my deep dive into cigars, was just reading the damn advertisements.
Cory had cigar magazines and stuff in his truck. I had D&D books.
It does not surprise me at all.
I thought this was going to be a joke about beating it.
No. There's plenty of opportunities for those jokes.
That's
Speaking of which, hi Keith, hi Eric, how are you guys today?
What's up, fellas? Now talk about two guys that are beating it to different magazines.
Oh God.
And
My brain just took off in a different direction. We're not going there. Just understand. You guys are grateful for what I'm not saying right now.
You made a large tactical error this morning, sir.
What is that?
You gave me... I come in with one short supply of tequila. I now have 3 different bottles of tequila to choose from this morning. I've already completed one.
I literally have no idea where that one in your hand came from.
That's okay.
It just showed up on the shelf.
The important thing is it's a beautiful day. When you sit down to do a podcast after running late because you had the bubble belly.
Oh, yeah.
You had,
that kind of morning.
Poo, yeah. Rumbly in my tumbly.
Yeah.
And like, hey, shout out on the air to Jason. I rarely do this. Good job this morning, buddy. I came in here like 15 minutes late instead of 10 minutes early like I usually am because I got stuck on the potty. I was sitting there. My first shots of the day were of Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
And we came in and we were live at 9:32, which I thought was pretty darn good under the circumstances.
So what did we do different compared to how we normally do it? Can we do that more often?
Yeah, well, apparently Jason works better under pressure.
I do.
Yeah. So if you come in here with a lot of time to spare, he'll hang out over in the corner BSing with people while I'm setting stuff up.
Dude, I'm not choking you.
Doesn't feel...
I'm not choking you just to get you to perform. It's not happening, bud.
I can't finish if I can breathe.
I don't care how she handles it. I'm not putting you under that kind of pressure, bud.
It's funny because I imagine this is how you live most of your life. Mm-hmm. Realizing at the very last second that you have to do something or putting it off until the last possible second.
Yeah.
And then rushing through
That's
it.
about it.
Yeah. So like if I really want to only have to do half the work, I got to come later than him, which is harder than... There's a lot of...
There's a lot in here right now. There's a lot of directions.
Right. Yeah, peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. So, by the way, so if you're running late to anywhere, I've never done this before today, but I highly recommend this. I go into the phone and say, "Hey Google, play Highway to the Danger Zone on Amazon Music," and man, does that make your commute so much cooler. Zone. It made it feel fast. It was like, you're still watching for the cops and stuff.
What was that?
What was what?
What was what, Joe?
I heard like a don't.
Just taking all records off the shelf.
No, I mean, kind of, but boy, that was weird.
But you looked at us like we did something.
Well, because it wasn't me.
Well, you're the only one with headphones on there, pal.
Is
so
the
it's a
laptop
little-
charged?
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
cool.
Yeah, that
We're cool.
wasn't like
Bottom right corner of our screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got the charge. We've got the time.
You know what? I don't.
Oh, she heard you, huh?
Yeah, I think I might have been Bluetooth connected to the board,
Ah.
which I
okay.
thought I had turned off.
And then when you said,
and so when I said the "Hey G," that it propped up to like listen.
There we go. Problem
Eric,
solved.
Eric said you triggered his Google Nest.
That's actually
Hey
I might
Google,
have to do that
set
in the
temperature
future.
85 degrees.
Yeah. So I gotta.
That reminds me of an incredible story.
Then I once
So
knew.
when Alexa first got connected to like Amazon,
You said that word and it triggered my phone too.
and so
My phone's having a conniption.
Jen and I had my computer in the living room at that point in time. So I'm on my computer messing around doing something, and Jen is watching late night television, right? And Jimmy Fallon is on, and he was talking about the Alexa service and how it's connected to Amazon now and stuff like that. And he was like, so I could order like $500 worth of pool noodles from my couch. And he goes, hey, Alexa, and then does that. And I was like, I turned around, and our Alexa goes, the order's been placed. And I was like, what?
I was hoping to interject there. Long story short, if you need pool noodles, call Jason.
So yeah, Jen had to go on our Amazon account and cancel the order that Jimmy Fallon had placed
For 500 pool noodles.
for $500 worth of pool noodles.
Let me just tell you right now, that was a mistake. You can never have too many pool noodles. Those things are useful.
I don't have a
beyond
single one.
measure.
None.
Bro, pipe insulation. You need like a softener between something to help do pool noodles. Infinitely useful. You can never get them when you need them.
I've never needed.
Never. Yeah, I've
Pool
never
noodles.
felt the need.
No. Oh man, the day will come.
You know what?
You'll be like, oh.
I do have 2 pool noodles.
Yeah.
And I've never used them for a pool. I use them for when I tie the kayak down. So I stand
Yeah.
corrected. No.
You did that too.
Yep.
Yeah.
When you put the
use them
kayak
for
on,
that.
that's your dampener.
Exactly. Infinitely useless. You're gonna be like,
Useless.
one of these days you're gonna think about Cory when you're like, you know what would really help in this situation? A pool noodle.
That's all right. Eric's thinking about you while he's pulling his noodle right now.
That's accurate. I'm very sure. Okay, so
Now,
with that segue.
now that we can talk about this cigar 8 minutes later.
Oh no. I have no
He was
ambition.
good.
I have
He's
no
not going that
intention
way.
of talking about the cigar. Not bad though. I'll give you the quick little interlude. Okay, so I went on a mandate the other night.
Okay.
Not like yours. We didn't end up Lady in the Tramping the next morning, which, by the way, everybody has now seen that video.
Yes.
It has been my
And their
my
brother.
wife's goal
Yeah.
to make sure that everybody that's ever worked with you or RJ, and all the folks that don't know who you are have seen it. So, congratulations.
Thanks.
But so, who is the most beautiful man you can think of in your mind that you know personally that isn't Chris Hemsworth?
I was going to say that I know personally because I was going to go with whoever blends
Okay,
Drew
who
Estate
you know
cigars.
personally. Oh, you're talking about Willie Herrera is a good
Oh
looking
my
dude.
God, he's a good looking guy.
Okay, that's good looking Jeff on steroids.
Yeah.
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 No, but good looking Jeff. You know,
Yeah.
we all look up to the guy.
Sure,
Because
He's
like
a very attractive man.
for his age,
That's a
holy
pretty
cow.
man.
You know, he's 20 years older than I am.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
Plus a little bit.
Yeah, no, 20 years.
He's more than 20 years.
No, I don't think so. He isn't 60 yet.
I
I'm
thought he hit it.
39. He's
Oh.
59.
I thought he hit it. My
Okay.
bad.
It's 20 on the nose. So Jeff has been, like, for some reason this year, relentlessly texting me, like, hey, you coming to this? Hey, you going to that? Hey, am I going to see you here? And it's always, I can't, you know what I mean? Like, I got stuff going on. So This weekend, my wife went to camp for ladies' weekend. Just the
it's
ladies. And
ladies'
Uncle
night.
Artie ended up going up last night. They made him wear his kilt. They're like, if you're going to be up here with us, you got to at least have a skirt on.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I thought that was reasonable.
Condone that behavior. Yeah.
Right on.
So
What's up, Chris Scales?
I hit up the lovely Chris Scales' husband and say, hey, buddy, I got nothing this weekend, man. Like, the wife's away. What's popping? He's like, nothing. I'm like, come on, dude. You're always trying to get me to come do stuff when I can't. Now I have a whole weekend open. There's nothing to do. He's like, well, we can make plans. We could do something. I said, okay, cool. Like, you ever been to HOF, House of Feruza? He says, no. So why don't you come out this way? We'll go to House of Feruza. I offered to cook. He didn't want to do that. You guys will appreciate this. We went to dinner at BJ's, and it was good. It was good. Always good. BJ's, can't complain. Never complain about BJ's. Which, ironically, he did again the next night with his wife.
Nice.
But I got there first. I'm just gonna put that out there, Chris. We had BJ's before you.
Get on with it.
All right, so we go out to dinner, go over to HOF, have a great time, play some pool. Over to Evan and his lady friend came eventually. We're hanging out there, and then Jeff's like ready to roll. Ev's like, I will not give you a ride home. Man, it's early. Come on. I slept in. Give me a break. No, we won't ride you home. So Jeff takes me back to my place.
Wait. Back up
They rode together.
10 seconds.
More help.
Okay. They rode together. Gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
I understand. I'm like,
So, dude, there's
how did we
It was
go,
in the context. It was
how
there,
did
but
we
it
go
wasn't.
from one to slobbering drunk?
It was the second tequila.
Okay.
That I think that's the math.
So
Ironically, reminds me very much of a comedy bit that I saw the other day from this funny comedian. This black guy's talking about how he was over playing pickup basketball and how he accidentally went on a gay date. He's like, this guy didn't follow the rules. He didn't sound gay. He talked like I did, and he was super tall and we were playing basketball, and he was like amazing. He's like, yes, dude, you're the best. This guy asked me if I want to go to the Lakers game. I was like, hell yeah. He picks me up, opens the door for me. I was like, that's a little wild, but like, this is really dope. And takes me, and we get there and it's floor seats, and he's like, whatever you want, get whatever you want. And he's like, I'm looking at this menu. They brought me a menu at the basketball game, and it wasn't cheap. And I was like, no, I don't know. He's like, get whatever you want. It's on me. He's like, you're my best friend. Okay, order him whatever. Gets back to, like, the guy drops him off at the end of the night, and like he goes in for the hug, but it was like he was going in for this, but the guy went for the full hug, and he's like, that's weird, but you're cool, fine. It turns out he was on a gay date and didn't know it.
I have a feeling he tells that story better than you do.
Oh, way better.
Okay,
way more.
Just
better.
checking.
But to be fair, I have to condense it for time.
This is true.
So, anywho's, Jeff comes over. I was like, I'll cook, bro, because I'm trying to save the money. He's like, no, it's, whatever, but let's go out. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, we driving separate? He's like, no, jump in with me. First time I rode in a Jeep with no doors, and it was chilly for that, I would say. So we go to HOF. He long story short, he drives me home. I was like, what are you doing now? Because, he was going back. There's this guy a mile from his house that has like a bar in his basement. And when I say a bar, you go down and it looks like you are in a paid bar. Like, there's a lot of things you can have in a home bar, like a tap. That all makes sense. That all tracks. A lot of alcohol selection. This guy's got a cooler with the glass door, fully stocked of different types of beers. And I'm like, okay, this is
he's ready.
Place, yeah. And so we're hanging, and I followed it 40 minutes back to Jeff's house because I wasn't ready to hang it up yet. So I follow him back to his neighborhood, and so we end up hanging in this place. A lot of people had split like right as we got there, but there was a few dudes left, and Chris and Jeff, and it was cool. And this one guy was like really cool, and we were like talking and traded phone numbers. I'm like, this guy's all right and stuff. He's like, I got an eidetic memory. And I was like, okay, so like Howard, I wasn't ready to give him all the credit. I'm like, Howard from Big Bang Theory? He's like, no, I'm like Sheldon. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, I got an 80% eidetic memory. I'm like, I don't think you know what that means. Eidetic memory means you remember everything, bro. If it's 80%, I don't think we define that word the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, we're sitting there having the last few drinks, and I'm getting kind of ready to go. All of a sudden, the guy starts like rubbing my back, which is like, if you're a dude and you reach over and like give me the death grip and start rubbing my shoulders like a lady can't, I'm like, yeah, cool, man. Like that, we're okay. This was a very sensual, very light back rub in a way that makes you go, oh, it's time to go. I'm all right. See you guys. Thank you for your hospitality. I'm taking off here, man. And this dude was married as well. You know what I mean?
Listening to you tell this story was like listening to my wife try and tell a story.
Yeah.
Ready? I'm gonna give you the man version of what Cory just said. Met up with Jeff Scales the other day. We stopped by House Feruzza, BJ's. It was awesome. We ended up at his buddy's little basement bar, which is like a full-on bar. It's pretty wild. Whole cooler and everything. It's pretty badass. Anyways, sitting there, met this dude, hung out a little bit. All of a sudden, he reaches over, and I'm like, oh, he's going to give me the man back rub, which I'll take. Cool. No. Got sensual, and I was like, it's time to leave. Story done, bro.
That's fair. That is fair.
Story done.
Yes. I can't argue with you at all.
I know. That's why.
With two possible exceptions, one of which, tequila. Your fault. Number two, podcast. You got to fill the time somehow. After this, I don't know what I'm going to talk about the rest of the show.
The night had just settled in. It was 87 degrees.
87.4.
And there was an east to west wind.
Oh, God.
There was a feeling of storm in the air. A storm that never came. It almost did. It almost did, but I got out of there just in time.
I was going to say, you were about to get stormed.
Yeah. So I get a text message from this guy the next day, and I'm like, I knew I had his phone number. I did not know that he got mine.
He has an eidetic memory.
No, 80%. 80% of the time, it works every time. He says, "Hey man, I hope you made it home safe, gay man." And I'm like, "All right." And I didn't know how to word this. I was thinking about all these different options.
So he said, "Hey man, I hope you made it home safe, gay man."
No, I'll give you the exact.
Please,
yeah,
because there's got to be
details.
This guy's name is very close to my favorite cigar brand. So I was like, "Hey man, it's like we're gonna be besties." You know what I mean? Like good housekeeping. Yep. You know. He says, "You make it home okay, gay man." Literally, is that a paraphrase? That is the exact. Ooh. Exact. And I'm thinking to myself, you were the one rubbing my shoulders there, buddy. You know what I mean? Like,
sorry, you have to see it.
To be fair, he had hair.
Okay.
So you know how I am with people with hair. I'm like, hey, good for you.
Why do you think I always wear a hat?
Yeah.
To protect myself.
Fair. And I was like, I'm trying to figure this out. And I was like thinking about, hey, sorry, I'm straight, I'm just friendly, or I'm outgoing, or
you should have led with just showing us that text. Just to been like, how would you take this?
No, this is legit, yeah.
Oh.
And I said, sorry I gave you the wrong impression, but I'm not gay. Ha ha ha, no worries, my dude. Glad you made it home safely. Yeah. I think the next morning he's like, yeah, no, me neither. I was just kidding, buddy. Yeah. It was interesting. So then I come in here and I was like, yeah, got hit on by a gay man again last night. And Eric's sitting over there. That's the first time I realized Eric was here. And he's like, yeah, Cory. And I'm like, I don't think we're taking this the same way. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I love your people. If I ever need help picking out some clothes, you're my guy. But
did you say that this dude was married?
Yes.
To a woman?
I imagine.
Does she know?
Maybe they might be swingers.
To be honest with you, to be fair, is a very straight looking dude. This was not like, if the guy rolled in there and he looked like Evan, then I would have got what was coming to me. You know what I mean?
So you're saying you would not have resisted his advances?
No, what I'm saying is,
well, you said you would have got it.
I might have put my guard up.
No, you said you would have got what was coming to you.
Wow. open for interpretation, I suppose. No, like I would have been like, oh, okay, no, but like this guy looked like a dude we'd work with in the oil field, man. Like he was definitely not a cub. I'll tell you that.
Oh.
You just linger on that while I relight my cigar.
Ryan Clement said that's how Jason always starts his stories whenever you were doing your opening dialogue.
I tell very, very long.
And by the way,
Jeff's
Ryan,
comments?
I did pass on the message.
Do you have Jeff's comments
Yes,
there?
yes, I do.
Yeah. I get in there and he's
Strange days we live
he's
in.
like, so Ryan Clement was here yesterday and he said it's coming. And then I had to ttell him the story about
You put on your safety
the whole
glasses.
game.
Yeah, no, I was quite amused hearing the second half of that. Yeah. They play a game where they beat the shit out of each other, poop out of each other.
Oh, now you got two beeps.
Sam.
Dang.
Beep beep.
Bro, I'm the only one drinking, and I'm telling this whack story, and I'm still behaving myself.
Yeah,
That's pretty disappointing, guys.
I'm drinking coffee.
But see, here's the thing: you have like an active filter working to stop you because
I've never heard that before. From Jason just retrohaled his coffee back into the cup.
You okay there, bud?
Oh, I'm okay now. Yep.
Have you ever heard anybody say those words to me?
No.
That was a mistake.
But you have an active filter that's working to help guard you against using the bad words.
I just don't have enough RAM.
Yeah.
Low cache or whatever. I need to empty it.
You were talking about your tummy ache this morning. So I was oil filled and I
Rumbly in my tumbly.
Yep. I slept in. I was like 5 minutes late on my way to the rig. I'm right off the end of the lease road, and the dude I'm relieving calls me. He's like, "Hey, bud, like, what's up?" And I'm like, "Crap, man. Thought I was getting there. Didn't have service. My bad." He didn't hear me, so he's like, "What do you mean you're not coming?" I was like, "Yeah, man. I got a tummy ache." Old boy hangs up on me and calls our boss.
That's good.
I'm standing next to him when my boss calls me, and he's just got his head down like this. And I'm like, "What's the matter?" And he's like, "I know why he's calling you." I said, "Why?" He goes, "You'll find out." The boss was calling to give me the business about having a tummy ache. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I'm standing right next to him. Like, I'm already here. He's like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Hold on." I hand Aaron the phone. He's like, "Oh, yeah." He's like, "I didn't realize he was messing with me. I didn't let him finish what he was saying. Sorry." I got a tummy ache.
The last company I worked for, there were people that did that. It was like, "Hey, I ain't making it in today. I don't feel real good." Like not like I am viciously
you're in the oil filled, bud.
Not I am viciously ill. Like, oh no, like I did, and it's like there's no sick days in the oil.
Yeah,
field.
you don't. That doesn't happen.
And that's when I realized I was in a real soft company. You know what I mean? I was like, this company.
You let them do it.
Also, they had nobody that knew how to do anything. All this company did was pretty much drill outs. And so anytime there was a sales job, I was on it. So I didn't work a drill out for like my first 2 years at this place.
That's pretty dope.
I was always on sales.
That is pretty dope.
Yeah, because and like I was one of 3 guys that was capable of doing a sales job. Not only that, but I was far and away the most competent, which is terrifying. Like I was the only one that was actually qualified, and you guys are the only ones listening right now probably that'll understand what this means. I was the only one that was really qualified to be a day supervisor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody else they were all night leads, even for everything. But somehow they managed to survive because we did well at drill outs.
Sure.
But yeah, it was a strange position.
Not the strangest position you've been in lately, huh?
Well, let me ask you.
Get your hands off me, boy.
See,
that's how you handle that. See,
I was trying to be friendly. These were new people. It was a nice bar.
I don't know, man.
That's real friendly, bud.
Someone does that to me, I'm just gonna give them the.
No, you do the shrug like the.
I'm telling you, I went.
F you doing?
I didn't even do that because I was trying to be polite, but I went to
erect
and like was like
awkward.
All right, guys, see you. It's nice to
Yeah,
meet you.
bye. We had a woman worked at a chemical plant, and she was I don't remember. She was plant manager than her. I can't think of what her title was, but she would always put her hand on you, like, and she talked to you. The one day I'm working, it's like 3:00 in the morning, and she had a habit of showing up and like sneaking up on people.
Okay.
So it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, down by the river, dark, sodium lamp. So it's that weird orange light. I'm working by myself in a tank farm, which means I should be alone for quite a distance right now. She comes over, scares me, and then she comes up and she's like, oh, hey. And I just looked at her and I went, get your hands off me now. And like, I didn't mean to say it, but I said it. She did one of these and she's like, I'm like, we're good. I don't like being touched. And she's like, okay. Probably 3 more times after that over the next like 6 months, she would do it and you just tear her. Like as soon as her hands would hit me, she'd realize what she was about to do. Like it was just like
it was like when you go to pet a cat on its tummy and you realize you messed up.
Yeah, I'm getting scratched.
Yeah.
With like, and it was the funniest thing because everybody, she'd walk up, she'd put her hand on him, and then they'd see her do it to me. It'd be like it was a hot pan or something. Like, oh, my bad.
He's positively charged.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me preface this by saying we never saw this woman, and I don't think she works there anymore. But there's a scrap. We have to call for scrap trucks at work because we pile up scrap, and we call. It's actually a contract company that comes in and takes our scrap away and gets rid of it so we can get cleared up. But like at some point, a lady just started answering the phone, and you talk to her, and it's like, hey, I need a box, and she's like, okay, dear, and it was like really nice with all these dudes that would just cut up on you and talk smack all the time, just to have this like nice soft voice on the other end of the phone that would be like call you dear and stuff. Like we never physically interacted with this woman. I've seen her, but that was, there's nothing weird there. It was just kind of nice amidst all this violence and just terrible trash talk all the time to have this nice sweet part. It's like having your mom at work with you, I don't think she's there anymore.
She's not.
Yeah, it's been a while since
she quit.
It. Yeah.
Yep.
And the one day, the worst part was, I call and she goes, "Okay, Jason," and I was like, "This ain't Jason." And she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," blah 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 blah. I always have nice conversations with Jason, and I'm like, "Daff, man! Like, what am I, chopped liver?" Like, so apparently Jason, I call and I go like, "Hey, I need a box here or there." Apparently, her and Jason have these in-depth conversations about D&D.
We sit on the phone for hours and
ponder life's little nuances together.
Just I'm pleasant.
I don't listen. I'm always super nice to the dudes, and because of that,
we heard.
I think, and in varying terms, apparently, too welcoming sometimes.
I'm gonna start calling you fancy.
Hey,
just be nice to the gentleman, fancy, and they'll be nice to you.
Get my diamond earrings in. No, but like, you don't want these guys to put you on the end of the list. You want to get your stuff taken care of. So
you're getting real careful with your phrasing, and it's awesome to watch. I
am always very careful about being like very polite, and appreciative, because you don't want them to be like, F you, you're going on the bottom of the list.
Right.
You know what I mean? But apparently Jason has more in-depth conversations with the scrap truck.
I beg to differ. From what I've gathered today, you're on bottom.
I mean, it's a lot easier down there.
Far less responsibility.
Yeah.
Good grief.
I don't have abs. What do you want?
Oh. So since we're like halfway through the cigar, Jason.
It's not a baseball bat no more. No. It almost looks like a Toro.
Mine looks like a normal Cigar.
Okay. What do I think of this guy? It's got a little bit of the pepper. I dig that. It's not
get away from the mic, guys. Yeah.
It's not super bold. Mm-mm. It's an approachable cigar. It's well-rounded is what it is. It is a well-rounded.
It is not
stick.
box press.
No, it is not box press.
I like it.
This is if I could interject and I'll bounce my thoughts off of you. Mm-hmm. This is a really good everyday cigar. Mm. This is probably, as you stated, the best V you're going to get other than the other V. I don't know that this
He's trying to justify his masculinity again.
I have no masculinity, clearly. I don't know that this hits me as like some big anniversary cigar.
Right.
But this would be a very good everyday smoke. What price point? Here come the Lincolns.
2 paper Lincolns and 3 paper Washingtons.
That's not bad.
No.
Especially for this day and age, that's about
Yeah.
average. And Oliva generally doesn't have anything that's in the expensive end. So, you know, at least under the
Milanios get up there.
Do they?
Yeah, the
I don't
Milanios,
smoke them. They're so overrated.
they start at the little ones like the Petite Coronas. They start at the same price point as this guy, and they go up to
Yeah, that's a little
4 paper
absurd.
Lincolns.
But this doesn't hit the same way as you would think a big anniversary cigar
No.
would. But it is a very reasonable, like everyday cigar. If you just looking for something different in your rotation, that's not an unapproachable price point.
I will say, for as young as these cigars are, they taste aged.
Yeah.
Like they the way you said that it's well rounded. If you take something that's pretty peppery,
I
and then
hope
work
you've
from
never
there.
said those words on a date. Like, as young as this is, it tastes aged. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, internet land.
anyways, if you took like
You know what? Last week we had such a good show.
Yeah, we
is
just
this not good?
come back to our roots.
It's we are just very
We're having
very
fun.
meandering.
Oh yes,
Here's
it's
what
all
we
over
need,
the place.
Jason. I'm putting it on you. Ask
Uh-oh.
a cigar question because I don't have one.
I was talking about a cigar though. I was
That
already doing that.
It
Like-
wasn't.
like
It
we-
wasn't going well.
Let's talk. Let's talk about the continue.
But no, like if you had something that was like a Nicaraguan blend that was, you know, kind of peppery and put some age on it, this is what it turns into. It rounds all those edges off of it, softens it up a little bit. You get the flavor, but you don't get that punch on it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's for a cigar that has so much Nicaraguan tobacco in it. It doesn't hit the way something from like AJ's farm would.
Yeah, it doesn't have that Esteli vibe,
Yeah,
but I mean, I don't know what the blend is on it. I believe it's
it's an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Nicaraguan binder and fillers.
binder and filler. Yeah. So I mean,
It's in your notes.
that doesn't. Yeah, they're over there. I looked at them at the beginning.
I did do them. There was
I know.
There's very little in here,
Yeah.
but it was a light news week.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was good. I like the stick every time. This is, like I said, my favorite of the V's. When it first came out, I smoked boxes of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why, but
You
like,
cut it. It's a V2 to double down.
a double V.
Yeah,
It's like a Subaru.
There you go.
they call that scissoring.
Mhm.
Oh, never mind. No, that was too far.
I didn't say
That's
anything.
the one that got the awkward look from
I
Jason.
responded to your
No,
look.
him. He gave me an awkward like. What of all the things on this show? That's
His
the
wife
one?
drives a Subaru, just for clarity.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Nothing.
I mean, that one's in her name, so the truck's technically hers,
Ah,
and I get to make scissors.
That's fine.
don't run with them.
No, God, no. Chris Scales. She sends a puppy pushing up a rain. I don't know what's happening right now, but it's a happy puppy. It's very.
To be fair, I don't know that that's an inaccurate representation of this episode. Puppies
That's-
and rainbows.
Pretty, you know what? I'm digging it.
I've got the name of the episode now. Puppies and Rainbows.
Puppies and rainbows.
See, here I was gonna say what peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat, but yeah, we weren't quite leaning into that hard enough.
So
Try to
I saw a reel came up today, made me think of it. I thought you specifically would find it exciting. You know they're redoing like a ton of kids characters as horror movies now.
Okay.
Well,
It-
like
it- I'm not kidding. They're calling it
Five Nights at Freddy's.
No, like they're calling it the Pooniverse.
Wow,
Winnie the
That
Pooh.
is
They've already got
Okay.
they've got two horror retakes of Winnie the Pooh. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's why I didn't stop talking. I kept it going.
that's gonna be my new favorite website.
You and Eric are the only subscribers.
I will pay half if we can lock down that URL.
Universe.
I'm in. Let's go.
Oh,
The resale value
So
on
many
that is-
references.
Yes.
But
That's
no,
crazy.
they're doing a Peter Pan, but it's Peter Pan like
it writes itself. doesn't
where
it?
he's a horror character. Pooh, he's a horror character. Bambi,
Right on.
the Mad Hatter. Like they've got a whole herd of them.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I don't do horror movies, but I'm kind of like, you know what? I want to see Bambi just ravage the hunters. Like, get
Episode
after
1.
it, bud.
Peter Pan gets a puppy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. H.
Okay, because I was definitely gonna put it like that.
Yeah. H. Jay's trying to.
Oh, come on. Can you at least do it in an incognito tab?
IVER. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yes. That's and they have
it's a monthly special.
They have a whole rollout. Click 3. Nope. Go back. Yeah, that's Pooh.
What is this?
That's Winnie the Pooh, Tigger,
That's
and
terrifying.
Piglet. Go 2 more to the right.
2.
1 more.
2.
Click that. So, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
You know
Blood
the
and
kids
Honey
can't
2.
see this.
Bambi. What's that say under Bambi? I can't read it from here.
Just hold control and
The
scroll.
Reckoning.
Yeah, Bambi the Reckoning, Neverland Nightmares, and Pinocchio Unstrung.
Pinocchio Unstrung. It should be Pinocchio Strung Out.
I don't know if this is real, but I think it's my favorite thing ever now. And like, there's
Pooniverse Monsters Assemble.
yeah, they're not getting copyrighted at all.
Yeah,
on
they
that.
got the H in there. I think we could get ahead of that with the URL.
No, I'm pretty sure that's already. You know what? It's Corey's computer. Look up look at with an N.
Incognito, please.
Don't incognito it. Just they do look terrifying though.
It's pretty interesting.
It is Winnie the Pooh with a flaming chainsaw.
They all look like
It is a flaming chainsaw.
They all look like B villains in a live action Michael Bay Ninja Turtles movie.
Go up one. That poster that's second in from the click that. So that's Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
Cut this
Riding
one out for
Bambi.
Riding Bambi. The Mad Hatter to the left. There's Tigger and Piglet there.
Piglet.
Ooh. They had a baby.
That's really close to not good.
Yeah, that's please, man, please.
Jason could have made a diamond.
Just chill.
You heard that too, huh?
There was some brakes pumped. There was absolutely a touch or two of it.
I think he's got a little bit of cushion up in there.
Yeah.
From his chair.
There we go.
Yes.
Cut a little section.
So this is what we're talking about for those of you who are viewing this. It is.
If you haven't been to our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, share, comment, all
do
the
that.
things. Yeah.
We got 2 out of last week. So thank you guys, Rich and Shannon.
So Jay, when are you going to start taking the media home with you and doing some work? Because we do have a couple of reels that need cut: the mythical Cory corn and the double-sided Toscano smoker. We'll call that, I don't know, finger cuffs.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just lose that episode.
Oh,
I don't
no.
know what happened to it.
Yeah, no.
Let's call
I've got backups. Don't you worry.
Lady in the Toscano. No,
The Tramp and the Tramp.
2 tramps, 1 stick.
Set them up and knock them down, baby.
For our younger audience, if you aren't aware,
I hope we don't have a younger audience.
You need to immediately Google 2 Girls, 1 Cup. You can thank Jason later.
Gross.
We were doing. You said Jason already swore. Let's just take it to the end. You know,
Take it to the limit.
highway to the danger zone.
Danger
Dang.
zone.
You look like you're living in the danger zone over there.
I wonder how many people are like me, where when you hear Danger Zone, you think of Archer as opposed to Top Gun. Because like for me, that immediately it's Archer saying it.
I was listening to it on the way here, going like, I wonder if there's an acoustic version of this. There's a good transition, actually.
There's an acoustic version of everything.
Yeah. A lot
That's
of them
true.
are great.
Really?
I really like acoustic versions of stuff. I don't know why. I just do. I always think it's very interesting when you can keep like the feeling of the original, but do it clean. I don't know, man. It does something for me. I think it's cool. With that being said, I've been doing something weird for the last couple of weeks. Weird for me, not weird for you, which is playing the electric guitar.
Okay.
Okay. I was curious what his name was, but that makes better sense.
We said I wasn't going to say it on the air.
10-4.
Just in case.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, like I've been playing electric. It's weird because I play acoustic all the frickin' time. So been playing the old Dino axe, getting ready for the show.
How different is it to play one versus the other?
So an acoustic neck is generally a little bit fatter. There's a little more room for your fingers, but you have to press harder on the strings. It's a little more punishing on your fingers. Whereas on the electric, everything's a little bit tighter. Man, the innuendo, I can't get away from it.
Just go with it.
Yeah,
we're gonna find them anyway.
So like, you got to be a little bit more precise. But with that being said, it's also like you can play a lot longer. Subaru. Yeah.
Keep going.
So anywho, it's cool.
Yeah.
I may play a solo this Saturday. My first one ever. We're playing at the Farmlands. Actually, this is going to be June 15th at Pittsburgh Cigar Box Festival. This is at Malone's Farm. It's 38 Walnut Street in Cole Center, PA, 15423. 11 a.m. to ? Is how Louis has this phrased. And originally I felt really good about like, hey, let's open this because that way I have all the time in the world to set up my equipment. I don't have to have anybody waiting on me. We could get it, get everything where we need it. And then we're done. I could get my stuff out of there and just chill the rest of the day. And now I kind of am coming to the realization of, oh, we're the test subjects. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's any way, especially now Jason's doing the sound with all equipment he's never seen before.
Just bring it to him 5 minutes before you're supposed to start. It'll be flawless.
It'd be great.
Flawless.
Do not, yeah.
Don't give me any amount of time.
No.
If you give me any amount of time, I'm going to overthink it.
Oh yeah. So it'll be interesting because we're going to be the
crash test dummies.
Crash test dummies. Yeah. There's already a band with that name, or I might steal it.
There was.
So we'll see how it goes. The other thing is too, this is an all-day festival that we're opening at 11 a.m. So there's going to be like 3 people in the audience.
Dude,
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
If I don't have a canopy, I'm going to be.
I'm bringing several.
A crispy little chicken leg.
You're going to need something. Excuse me 1 second, guys.
Yeah. He does not trust Seneca to handle the customers. So, I wouldn't either. With a haircut like that, Jesus. Doofenshmirtz.
Doofenshmirtz.
I don't even know the name. That's a mail truck. But yeah. So you guys, anybody out there listening, let me know who's coming. Eric says he's gonna try, but I'm hoping that he's gonna show up. I think it's gonna be cool. And I think there's only 2 real possible options. Either a gigantic load of people are going to be there, or there's going to be a very few.
No, here's the thing, buddy. How many bands are playing?
Like 11.
Okay. You've got 11 bands that have...
No cover charge. No, it's free.
Is it really?
Yeah. They did the fundraising ahead of time.
Okay. So I was like, where are they getting the money for this?
No,
I thought they were...
So you've been to the Leaning House. You know how Dave always sells the raffle tickets?
Mm-hmm.
They've been using those. And I think maybe even the cigar box raffles, but like the firearm raffles and stuff usually go to the building fund. They've been going to, and they did the meat raffle. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. I bought a ticket to that. Didn't win.
Like all the fundraising was ahead of time, so they have the money for the thing. So the only thing that's going to cost you any money is if you decide that you want to buy some Chapel Hill wine or some fancy popcorn or whatever it is that you buy there. So, but continue on your line of train.
I forget where I was.
Me too.
That's fine.
This is why we shouldn't be left alone. because we both just lose it at the exact same time. It was about the number of people there.
Oh, yeah. You've got all these bands that are going to be there, and I'm sure they have. I should probably put the camera on me. And they probably have, decent followings. I remember when I was playing with a band, I could put 150 people in a place. So yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be.
I think by
a lot of people there.
By like 5 o'clock, maybe. I think by 5 p.m. maybe you'll have a ton of people. Sure. I don't know how many people are going to be there at 11 a.m. But I have a feeling the number is going to be low when we start.
Oh, by the way, I sent Louis a message on Facebook Messenger.
That's a good place to do it on Facebook.
But he never got back to me.
I
don't believe so.
Let me know what it is. We'll get a hold of Louis.
Well, I just asked him. I said, hey. When never mind.
He responded, but you don't look at your phone because you're Jason. You gonna share with the kids?
Oh, I asked him. I said, I'm going to be running sound for you on Saturday. What time are you going to set up? And he tells me that they're setting up Friday afternoon, and they should be there most of the day since it's a huge PA, and Saturday show starts at 11 a.m. Won't be time to set up for.
The chair's really loud when I move it.
I'm probably going to get there at about 9 o'clock.
That'd be a smart play.
Yeah.
That's probably the time that I'm going to plan on trying to get there as well, because I'll have my own equipment that I want to set up for my pedal board and stuff. And, just to make sure everything's kosher, I'll be sound checking longer than I'm actually playing.
You know what's going to be funny is, Friday, I'd gotten Friday off.
Oh.
We have the sports festival. For the company.
Yeah, which I will not go to because I don't sport.
You don't sport. I'm playing on the softball team.
Yeah.
So, which is going to be awesome. It is. It's going to be a blast. And what? No, and not for you.
No conversation. There was a lot of discussion about softball yesterday.
Yeah.
And it wasn't nice. Just picture a bunch of them on a string. And then exactly the implication that your mind is going to is,
you're welcome.
Is probably correct.
I may have spearheaded that initiative.
Yeah, you might have ruined the entire game of softball for
I didn't
a
expect
room full of people.
Mike King to take to it so wholeheartedly.
Oh, he resembled that remark. And he's a little guy.
Yeah, I cannot see him as anything but a sock puppet now forever.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I am Mike King.
So my interaction with Louis, I've been killing time at home, and Louis did a great job on my guitar, but it was a big ask, right? It's a weird situation for a guy that usually builds stuff from scratch out of cigar boxes to make an actual guitar, right? And so
I feel like he usually makes actual guitars.
No. Like a guitar out of a guitar instead of out of a cigar box. Yeah, I know. You would think that'd be easier, but there's a lot going on that guitar, okay? I'm trying to give the guy credit here.
Oh, he's fantastic.
But I've also done my own work on this guitar, which was a lot of sanding, a lot of finishing work. And due to that, I've had to tear into it a few times. But there became a point where Jason will understand this, and Sam, you're going to be lost.
Okay.
So it's a Les Paul style, 2 humbuckers. My bridge pickup works great. And the sustain is like endless. If I put a certain patch on my pedal, it'll hold a note for like 45 seconds. It's insane. But my bridge pickup was giving me nothing, like just barely enough that I could see it on the meter on the soundboard, but you couldn't really hear it. And I was like, I need to straighten this out. So I took everything apart and got in there. And so I hit up Louie, and I'm like, hey man, and he's at a show. And he pulls off to the side to try to listen. And I'm like, I need to know how you wired this. Was this a 50s style Les Paul, or is it a modern, or what? You know what I mean? Because I need to look at a wire diagram online to try to help me sort through and where my problem might be. And he says it was modern, so I go in and we're talking about where the wires are run for the pickups to the 3-way switch to all of this stuff, because something's wrong. And he's telling me it's got to be the switch. All the solder joints on the switch are good. But there were two bundles of wires that were making contact, but they're all ground. I thought they'd be okay to touch each other. I separate them. Ultimately, my trial and error was I have all this stuff taken apart on the back. Caught again.
Mm-hmm.
Plug in, and I'm playing it, and nothing's happening. So smack at the back of the guitar to see if it makes a difference. And every once in a while, it sounds through. And so I'm like, okay, play with these wires, hit it. And I'm like, okay, this works. I realize there's 2 little bundles of wires that are making contact at the solder joints. It shouldn't be. I tape them up. Everything's cool.
Problem solved.
And so I hit him up, and I was like, hey man, I got it. And he's like, I love you. Because most people that if he gets something having trouble, they're going to bring it to him, and he's going to have to go through the process of trying to figure it out. So just the fact that I'm not afraid to take it apart and troubleshoot it on my own and be like, okay, dude, I got it. I think is very useful to him.
Oh, it makes things so much easier.
But it's perfect now. It sounds great, and I can't wait to play it at the show. It'll be the very first time the Dino Axe gets to be showcased.
Dino Axe.
That's Dino Axe.
Dino Axe.
And I heard he was out at flea markets and he was like, I thought I found something for Jason, but it wasn't quite right. He's looking for what do you call it? The attachment for the end.
Okay.
The word
Bayonet.
Yeah, thank you. He was like a bayonet that was close, and Jason's like, I don't need the bayonet, and I'm like, you know, like it'll be removable. You don't have to have it on there all the time.
It has to have the sheath has to be in the end of it though. So like the handle is the end of the axe.
There's no handle on a guitar.
The handle of the bayonet.
Okay, that's where that wouldn't.
Maybe I could just get him to put a detachable K-bar on it.
Right. And then slot the neck of the guitar to slide it down in and like latch it in.
It doesn't have to be a bayonet, but he has to have some sort of blade because this is going to be the Apocalypse axe.
No, I'm looking at the right blade.
Hatchet would be cool too, but probably not as good.
Yeah, so I think a K-bar would be cool.
Yeah. I'm down with any kind of blade that comes off the end of this thing.
The only problem is the hilt on it. It's got to be flat on one side.
Yeah.
So, a grinder will fix that.
Sure.
Problem solved.
Jason, we're going to pull you out of retirement to make a, maybe you could even come play the Halloween show with us. And like, there's got to be a music video where you're just like playing and then stabbing zombies intermittently and then go back to playing again.
You know what? I thought about coming out of retirement and maybe...
But you don't want to do the work.
Well, no. So here's the thing. What I'm looking for is very, very, very specific, right? I used to play in a punk band, like alt rock, stuff like that.
You're still a punk to me.
And yeah. What I would like to do is I would like to front a rockabilly band.
Dude. What's the name of that? There's one that cracks me up. Oh, what's the name of it? I'll think of it after the show. By the way, I do want to publicly thank you for getting that thing off your face. It makes this much easier for me. Makes it way easier for me.
Well, my daughter was like, you are not having a mustache for the dance recital.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you, daughter.
I'm in the dance recital.
Yes, thank you, daughter.
So.
Oh, like here was the thing I liked about it. It was symmetry because you were as ugly on the outside as you are on the inside, and I appreciated that.
That's nice.
And there's some more of that
pleasant.
Inside
There's
coming
some
out.
inside coming out. What's the the guy from It's Always Sunny?
Danny DeVito.
No, the little loud guy. I can't think of his name.
Danny DeVito.
the second
True.
littlest.
Yeah. Do you ever see the skit of him? It's his daughter's dance recital, and the girl's doing, does it, and she's flopping, and she runs off stage crying. He comes back. He's like, well, let's do the other song. Let's do the other song. And it's, I don't F with you. Did you ever see that reel? Dude, that's what I'm picturing you at this dance recital. I'll find it afterwards and throw it in there.
Hell yeah, Ryan. Rockabilly would be a blast.
Oh, so
this is your buddy, yeah?
Yeah, Ryan and I have been friends for like 20, almost 30 years, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, him and I are going on 24 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Do you answer the phone when he calls?
No.
Fair enough. I feel better.
No, yeah, fair enough.
No, I also don't text him back for like 3 or 4 days either.
Here's the nice thing about when I call you. You know it's going to be 10 seconds. Usually.
You are pretty pleasant to be on the phone with because you're like, all right, I'm done. See ya. Boom. And that's it. There's no
problem solved.
I can always tell in your voice, like if you're answering because you're like, okay, I'll hear what you have to say, but I'm doing stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so like I called you a few times yesterday before we actually spoke and it went to voicemail and I couldn't tell if it's because you were doing something else on your phone was off. So I tried them a little bit later and I never got confirmation. I feel a little bit like your parent sometimes when I'm trying to coordinate things.
Sure.
Especially at the mill. Like I'm doing all the talking with Craig to see if like we could work your schedule because like I've committed to Louie that he's doing the sound. And I know Jason. If I just let Jason go, nothing will happen. So I need to coordinate primarily between the work people and Jason's wife to find out if these dates are compatible.
If this is going to work or not.
If we could do this, yes.
Yeah.
And so all I was looking for was like confirmation that he had to do a swap for schedules because I have a vacation day for the show on Saturday. And the only way so Jason naturally gets that coverage for that day.
Right.
And the only way that he can get out of it is switching with our other guy to make it work. And Craig was very cool. He's like, yeah, we could do this. We could do this. But I'm like, did you work something out? And he's like, I haven't heard from Jason. So I'm like, okay. I'm sweating whether you've actually done the things to make it work so that I don't look like the idiot when I show up on Saturday and there's no sound guy. So I was like,
you'll figure it out.
I called, he answered, hey bro, did you figure something out with Craig so that we could make this work? He's like, yeah, no, we got it all sorted. I was like, all right, cool. And he says something else, and I'm like, all right, man, I'll let you go, but bye, boom. Like, I could feel, you don't need to be on the phone.
I do not like being on the phone.
I don't either.
I really don't like being on the phone.
But I hate text messages, and a big part for you is you will not see. But Louis, great example. I messaged Louis, and he never answered me back. But I've never looked at my phone for the last 5 days to see if he did message me back. So I need verbal confirmation.
Sure.
But as much as like you guys listen to me on this podcast and know that I can talk forever, if I'm on the phone with you and I can tell you need to go, I'll hang up before.
Oh yeah,
before you need me.
So we had a comment on the Junkies Facebook page, and then we had a comment on YouTube. The YouTube was just Rich said he joined. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you very much. And then the other one was asking about the murder mystery dinner. Asking what happened with that, and I said the mighty month of March ruined that.
Yeah, it was wild because it's like Heather's still out there
somewhere. Yeah,
just not Sunday mornings.
Just not Sunday mornings.
But yeah, so we got to get back to planning that because that's got to be a thing.
Absolutely agree. So yeah, the month of March was, I mean, I was in up February. I was full steam ahead with a bunch of stuff, man. And then March came and it kind of just all
said, pump the brakes.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
chill out
wild because you had I would not wish that month upon my worst enemy.
Yeah, that was terrible.
You had a bad month, which, no offense, but it worked out for you a little bit because my ability to like ask you about any, like, I can't even be like, hey man, like, you gotta take over this, you gotta take over that. Like, you got a lot of grace, period, from me. Because like this poor freaking guy.
We'll just leave him alone right now. It's better that way.
Because we were actually like on a roll for a while with like production meetings and planning stuff. And we probably need to get back to that, or just be like, nah, we're done.
We got to get something moving in a direction.
You know what was really disheartening is there was a guy in here a month or two ago that was asking about, like, came in and asked a bunch of questions. You weren't here. This was a day I produced by myself, and was asking questions. I was very happy to like be like, oh no, here's what you want. Here, blah blah blah. If you're doing a podcast, this is what I recommend. And much the way that Temple from work did, and somehow you got pulled into, and I was like, okay, like I set all this up, but yeah, Jason, okay.
Jay's got away.
So this guy come in, and I was like happy. And as I do, if I can't shop with my own money, I'll shop with other people's money. Sure. He gets several links every week for Facebook Marketplace and be like, hey, check out this arcade machine, this poker table. You know what I mean? Like unsolicited, just here's a thing I can't buy, but maybe you can.
Exhibit A.
So there was somebody selling a Roadcaster for like a ridiculously good price.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm like, I already got two. I don't need another one. But this guy was asking about, what equipment he should buy. And so I was like, hey, Sam, send this to this dude, if you know who it was that was asking me. And he's like, oh, no, they bought one. They're already up to like 140,000 listens or something. And they started their podcast like a couple months ago. And it was like,
what?
Deflate.
Well, they're talking about booze, not cigars.
Okay. It's not a cigar podcast.
And like, it's just like, man, if we weren't such a niche market, I think this show is really appealing. And we were talking a little bit about unbranding the show to try to make it just put it out under a different name, and we could probably grow significantly faster.
I think that the two words that, and believe me, dude, the Cigar Junkies, I love it.
It's a cool thing, but it's
I
so
don't
limiting.
think the internet does.
Yeah, the algorithm
Like
does
the
not
algorithm doesn't like those
Right.
two words, cigar and junkies.
Yeah.
But so my point is essentially that I think if we're going to really look at trying to build something instead of petering out, at some point we have to have a real discussion about like, hey, how do we look at changing a couple of little things? Because I've looked back a little bit to go like, hey, could we just change the name of the show and put every episode back out under a different name?
Sure.
There is so much, I think, that makes it hard. There would be so much editing work in past episodes to make that hard. And so, like, my mentality is, how do we move forward in a way that we could easily make a couple of tweaks that make this just more accessible?
Well, let's
he was reading a
crowdsource the
book.
info.
Yeah.
So my
Guys, any
question-
ideas you guys have?
Yeah.
Shoot
So
us.
if you listen, sorry, I'm
No,
gonna
yeah.
I'm gonna build exactly what you're saying. If you guys listen to this show and you're cigar people and you think this show is appealing to folks outside of the cigar world, and you what things can we keep and what can we take away?
Yeah.
Go to the cigarjunkies.com. Or go to Facebook, go to the Cigar Junkies podcast at gmail.com. Reach out to us and say, hey, these are the tweaks that I think that you can make that'll leave this show stay what I love about it for like the 100 subscribers that we have, but also appeal to a wider audience.
Well, let's do it this way. Let's use the Junkies account, pin a question, the Cigar Junkies, the page account, to actually put
That's not a bad
to
idea.
pin an actual thread on our Facebook group, pin it up top. We'll leave it up there for, what do you guys think?
A month.
Leave it up for a month?
Yeah.
So we'll get the question posted and just hit us with the feedback, and don't be nice, because we're not.
So I think we've done a really good job for a period of time of building. And then I think that much due to the fact that we just kind of don't have the time to put the extra effort into making the next step, have kind of sat in a certain area without like an exponential growth.
Stagnating.
Yeah, I like that word.
Stagnating.
Here's to your vocabulary, sir.
Vocabularies.
Every sip I take makes my vocabulary.
I was right there with you, dude. I was right there with you. So yeah,
I think we have more potential.
What we're looking for is we're looking for a rebrand.
We're considering
An
a rebrand.
unbrand,
We're not
a
looking.
dual brand.
I don't want to lead the comments in a direction, though.
Okay, sure,
And just
sure.
a giant feedback thread. Just all the feedback. Just hammer it, guys. Tell us the good. Tell us the ugly. Tell us the bad.
Yeah, what you like about the show, what you don't like about the show, because one of the things that, I mean, and Sam and Cory, I think, agree with me. I think the name of the show, it hamstrings us.
Yeah.
I think the name of the show hamstrings us a lot.
I agree, but it's sad because like we've built a good brand. I think it's a great brand.
Sure,
But I think it's a brand that excludes a lot of people from giving us a shot.
it is incredibly
Polarizing.
not polarizing. It
Limiting.
limiting. I was going to say it sticks us squarely in a niche.
Yes,
You know,
a very
there is-
small niche.
There is no,
Which is a niche we don't fill either.
There is no overreach into other places.
Yeah.
And you're right.
Yeah.
So like essentially from my point of view, most of what happens on this show wouldn't change. It's a lot of branding and like where our tent poles come from that would keep us from being cornered into a certain position, right?
Sure.
Like we're always going to smoke cigars on this show.
That's fine.
Cory's always going to drink tequila on this show. The rest of you, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe once Sam has some help here and he has the ability to be like, hey, let's have a beverage on Friday night together and talk, instead of like it's 9:30 on Sunday. I can't get snookered because I have to run my business for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
The biggest, honestly, I think we're going to hit a place where we can honestly put like all the effort in, like Deadpool, maximum effort, is going to be the day where we can go, okay, you've got somebody that can cover this store, and we can select any time frame that we want. Maybe we can go back to Friday nights, and there could be a dedicated space where I don't have to drag stuff back and forth. It's I know you guys don't see it. It's a lot of work.
I mean,
this used to be my relief for the week. And now it is a chore, which sucks because once we hit the play button, it's still what I love.
Sure.
It's fun once we get there, but it's the build up to it.
It's so much sometimes. Like every other week, it's so much.
Yeah.
But I think once we hit a place where we have the freedom to maybe take out some of the things that are less fun about the show, and we could just focus on going, okay, how do we build? How do we have the fun without the work? And maybe even put in some extra work. That's okay. But right now, I put in work that's just up until a Sunday morning when I hit here and I take that first swig of the tequila. Thank you, Sam. Three bottles.
So yeah, that's it. I think we would do well to take a look, and I really think the folks out there in old TV land and radio land.
Yeah, but so you can get us at cigarjunkiespodcast@gmail.com. You can get us
Cigarjunkies.com.
Cigarjunkies.com. There's feedback on there. Or you can get us at Facebook. Those would be the three places we're checking for the feedback.
Yeah.
And then once we have a list consolidated, we'll discuss. So,
and this is everybody but Troy Harper, because I think Troy Harper just loves us.
By the way,
what we do.
Welcome to the show, Troy Harper. He did show up.
I love Troy. Ago. I do. I love Troy, but I feel like his opinion is skewed. I think he would like it no matter what we did. Like if we just came in here and didn't say anything and just ate a bowl of Cheerios off of my head, like I think he'd be happy with that.
I'm glad he would be happy because the rest of us would not be indulging, I don't think, in a bowl of Cheerios.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That was the actual.
Yeah, that's. Oh yeah, no, I'm grabbing it. I'm just sitting here processing the process.
A picture.
I mean, the height is right. So like, if you're standing in front of me, I guess like if I was standing, it would already be correct.
There's somebody that did that at my high school talent show. That they didn't pull that out of thin air. Like there was this dude that was just this weird dude. Like got up with all these heavy metal guys, and they played like Metallica. And the guy just like ate a bowl of cereal. Well, I don't think it was on his head. I
Sounds
think
like something a band that you would be in would do.
I think he actually just sat there and ate Cheerios out of like a bowl of cereal while they played the song.
Like I've seen Green Jelly play.
Oh,
and they're a good time.
You ever have Chipotle jelly?
No.
Yo, game changer.
Smoked jalapeno chili.
Yeah.
Jelly.
No. Any pepper jelly, put it on a steak. Doesn't sound right.
Not the worst.
Tastes amazing.
Yeah.
Tastes amazing. Went to the casino. Nice. And it was like habanero jelly. They put on top of the steak. Wow. I ordered a couple from. I ordered a couple jellies from Amazon the last time I smoked and cooked steak.
Uncle Roger would hate that.
Uncle Roger?
Uncle Roger.
Isn't he your pappy?
He's awesome.
No, Uncle Roger.
You have a father named Roger and an uncle named Roger?
No,
he's a TikTok guy.
Oh, okay.
Uncle Roger.
Okay,
there he is, he's
there.
Pulling
up.
That's the. Is he the same as the emotional damage guy?
No, he is not the emotional damage guy.
I was confused. Those guys. Why?
Because they all look the same.
No, you said that. I didn't. That was
I didn't either.
Yeah, wasn't going there.
Why is he wearing a prison outfit?
That's his standard Uncle Roger getup.
That's the uncle shirt.
Oh, he's hysterical.
He is very, very funny.
I haven't seen anything from him in a while, though.
So sad. So
vegetable
tastes like sad.
Why you do this? Use oil.
The chat room's got kind of stagnant. We haven't heard anything from anybody except for the Jason shaved the ugly off.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, there's a lot of ugly left.
To be fair.
Damn. That's two. I don't think we could do more than two.
Yeah, no, two's plenty. I think we're about there anyway.
The actual amount of time, if you could switch back to the OBS screen so I could see a clock, the actual amount of time that I spend trying not to say, to be fair, so that we don't start a thing, it gets a little bananas. Yeah, we're pretty close. Yeah. I already flipped a page. Let's welcome the new members to the Facebook group. We appreciate you coming in and hanging out and seeing our nonsense. We got Frederick, Elix Brown, Tyrone Blatt, and Julian Jones. That's going to take me back to my daughter's graduation.
Okay.
Why was it so long? We had to get there at 5:30 to get my daughter there in time to prep. The actual graduation did not start until 7 and was not over until close to 9. That is a long time to sit on bleachers.
Yeah, that's
my butt probably still has the lines from those bleachers on it. It was horrible. And the only thing I could think, they did 2 rows at a time. We go to my kids go to a pretty big school district. Not a huge one, but pretty big.
Yeah.
Bethel is a large area. Why? What's with all the kids with 4 names?
What?
There's kids with like 4 names. So you get like your first name, your middle name, and then double last names or something. I don't know. All these kids with 4 names. I'm like, if everybody had a 2-name limit, we would have been out of here an hour.
Might be like confirmation name.
Bro, I don't like cool.
Hyphenated.
Go by what you need to go by. That's fine outside of this time frame. But I don't want to be here all day.
Ryan asked if it was the bleachers or your new friend.
John Brognick Mahusian. Like, come on, man. Like
Cory Jackson Dunning-Kruger.
Yeah, a lot of stuff like that. And I'm like, there should be a 2-name limit. 2-name limit on graduation ceremonies.
What's funny is we have the dance recital tonight, and it starts at 2:00.
That's not tonight.
Today. it ain't going to be over. Oh my God, this thing is going to be so long. There are 2 intermissions.
Well,
there are almost 60 dance numbers.
Jesus.
And you got to figure at 2. I don't know.
Why? Make it a 2-day event.
I have one hope for you, Jason. Oh, no. I hope that the instructor is like Grown Ups 2. You seen Grown Ups 2?
No, I never finished the second one.
No?
I got bored.
Oh,
too much of the same old same.
Super hot dance instructor. And Adam Sandler's like, man, I gotta get to my kid's dance recital. And he's like, wait, what, this elementary? And I'm like, yeah, we'll give you a police escort. And Shaq plays a police officer. And it's funny with the bald head. You need to see it with the bald cap on. Adam Sandler's wife is played by Salma Hayek. And she's like, it was so nice for your friends to come to our daughter's dance recital, and the bus driver and the police force and all these guys, they're all sitting in the back like, yeah,
digging it.
Dude, Windows Capture, go to Grown Ups 2 dance scene. I promise you won't be disappointed.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, dude, if you haven't seen it, it is like when you see the guys dancing in the background and like Kevin James getting it tied up with the home video camera. The first one looks great to me, the top left. Yeah. Okay. If you can screen capture that without copyright infringement, I'm not sure if you can, but it is wonderful.
I don't think we can.
We're going to have ads.
Yeah, I don't think we can.
No, not doing that.
Yeah, we're going to
have to mute the capture. But she's like getting down on all fours and stuff. And like, Shaq's got the bald cap, with the horseshoe hair. Okay. Just going like jamming to it and stuff. And it's like, oh, all your friends came to our like 10-year-old daughter's dance recital. That's a little weird.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Yeah. Her milkshake brought all the boys to the yard.
Indeed.
Seneca said the reason you actually had to shave is they wouldn't let you around that many children.
No, that was the 100%.
100%.
100%.
I've only real close. I've only had just a mustache one time. I was in Texas for the oil field, and there was a possibility because of H2S that I might have to wear the respirator, and so I'm all the way bald, so I had to shave off the goatee. But I was like, I'm gonna try leaving the mustache for one day.
Yeah, mistakes were made.
It scared me. I did take a picture. I don't think I have it anymore. The most disturbing thing about this picture is that I took it in the hotel bathroom with no shirt on, but I have the chain that I never take off on. And it was terrifying.
Do you sleep with that thing on?
Yes.
Oh, no.
I will actually wake up in the morning, go to brush my teeth, and there will be like weird imprints, like impossible imprints.
Just like up the side of your face a little bit.
Like up here sometimes, like on my shoulder, it leaves the skin imprints.
You can take it off. You're allowed.
I just don't.
Okay.
I just don't.
It's easier that way.
Today I'm actually coordinated.
Ooh,
My
look at you.
bracelet matches.
Oh,
As
his little
my
wallet.
chain is always the same as well.
look
Which
at you.
is actually kind of messed up because I got these two on Amazon for like $20, and this probably cost me a lot more.
A lot more.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You know how Kohl's
yeah.
does it.
So final thoughts on a stick?
Good cigar. Very great daily smoker.
Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
For limited, meh, okay. Daily smoker, really good. Price point's not so bad. Hang out with us. Is this still accurate for the cigar of the week next week? I think we're supposed to smoke the Tatuaje Fasto FT 153, which I think will be a leaning house stick.
That'll be a leaning house because I don't have it.
So the one thing we're going to have to do between now and then is make sure somebody gets it.
You're going to see Dave on Saturday.
Yeah, I will. It's going to be a busy day.
A little
It
chaotic.
will be.
What we need to do is pick the next four and give the list to Jason, who lives close, and we can
10-4.
we can work on getting the things and having a great time next week. 9:30 every Sunday morning. Facebook group, hang out with us, say the thing.
Salud.
He said it.
He did.